speaking with Mr. Read Coburn. Welcome, Read.
Hi, thanks, Crystal. Thanks for having me.
Could you tell me a bit about yourself?
I was born and raised in Orlando, Florida. I went to University of Florida for my undergrad. Ended up in China for about 5 years teaching English.
It sounds like you have a really cool job right now, too.
I think it's great, creating vacation experiences for people. It's cool. But what I love most about my job is just like the day-to-day tasks of creating videos, and my team is amazing.
That sounds like a dream instructional design job to be honest.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Really understanding your audience through testing and feedback, and just working to refine your deliverables.
Right, because everyone's different.
Yeah.
Could you tell me what the most important thing you did to succeed in transitioning from teacher to instructional designer was?
This one's really easy. It's my master's degree by far. I know I'm tending to be in tending toward the side that says like formal education is not really necessary. What's better than formal education is experience, right? Which, a teacher would have in instructional design. And I think it's not the path for everyone, but my master's degree, the reason I chose that program was because it was so practical. And it was seriously the best program. It was amazing. My professors were amazing. Everything that we did was so practical, so hands-on, and it was not like a thesis-based program. So it was all a cornerstone project, which was an instructional design portfolio. I would say that, yes, my master's degree was probably the most important thing, but the reason it was the most important was because it helped me develop my portfolio.
Right.
So I would say actually developing a portfolio with an instructional design process to back it up, with all the theory and, all the steps and everything, and lots of different, instructional design theories as well, not just ADDIE, but, rapid prototyping, lots of, SAM, all types of different things. So definitely developing a portfolio, doing that not only through my master's degree, but also through an internship as well.
I'm just curious if you, in the beginning of your program, did you start your portfolio, or did they have you complete your portfolio in the end, or was it was all embedded together?
It was completely embedded, which was what was really cool about it. Before I was shopping around for instructional design programs, or while I was shopping around, actually one of them was UCF. I don't want to say anything negative about UCF. I think it's a great school. I just heard the instructional design program there was a little more theoretical. At first I wanted to go to UCF, and I heard about it, some programs being a little more theoretical. And then as I was looking around, I saw the instructional systems and learning technology program at FSU. Not to mention that like Gagne went there, which is pretty cool, and taught there.
Wow.
Yeah, he was like an adjunct professor there for a little while, and he did some research for them as well. And a couple of other big names, I can't think of them, but it's like one of the founding programs of instructional design in the country. So it's pretty impressive. But besides that, I just saw that it was project-based. It was built on, everything was built around creating a portfolio, which I just thought, wow, how perfect is that? I'll come out of this program with a really impressive portfolio that I can show potential employers.
That's awesome. I wasn't even in instructional design at all when I went to FSU. That's cool. Yeah, at UCF, we started our portfolio somewhat in the beginning, but it really wasn't until the end that that was one thing that always bothered me. And I've always said to everyone, I'm like, you need to start your portfolio now. Thank you so much.
So I think that's the most important thing. To find projects to work on. Right. And develop your portfolio. Even if you're working for free, if you're volunteering, whatever, if you can find something to work on and apply the instructional design process, not only is that way better practice and a learning experience for you, because you'll be actually applying everything you're learning, but you'll also have something to show for it. Right? You'll have some deliverables, and you'll have the process to show for that you can explain to an employer, and you can say, hey, this is what I created, and this is why. These are all my analysis. This is how I evaluated it.
Which kind of leads me to the last question. What is one thing listeners can do right now to help advance their instructional design careers?
Yeah, so finding a volunteer position or contract work, just finding a problem, even if it's just something for yourself. Find some kind of problem, or a performance problem, or a learning gap. Find it anywhere, and then apply a systematic instructional design process to solving that problem. And record everything. Notes, keep your your, all of your plans, your storyboards, all of that stuff, your deliverables, anything that you do to evaluate or implement your solution. Once you work on those types of projects, you'll just feel a lot more comfortable with the design process, and you'll have something really cool, to show potential employers. And that's really, I think that's the key to getting any instructional design job is your portfolio. That's how I got mine. I actually was looking around for instructional design jobs at the beginning of 2022. I was looking around for a long time, not a long time, but it felt like a long time. It was like 3 or 4 months after my master's program. I was like, oh, I knew it. I was this master's degree is not going to get me the job. But then I got a call back after I had actually revamped my portfolio. I was looking around for a long time with a portfolio that wasn't completely put together. It wasn't on my own website. It wasn't really demonstrative of the whole instructional design process. So I went back and I completely revamped my portfolio, showed all the stages of the instructional design process, showed like little examples of my deliverables and everything, portfolio. And just a week or two after that, I got a call back. My director at HGV, he said, I saw your portfolio. It's really impressive. You want to come in and talk? And I went into the office there and he offered me the job on the spot.
Wow.
It was kind of funny as one interview. And he started, well, I think he was impressed by my portfolio, but he was also impressed when he started telling, like I asked him questions about the projects they were working on. And when he told me about the projects that they were working on, I started offering solutions and I was like, all right, let's go. I wanted to see what they were working on. I wanted to help them solve it then. And I think, the portfolio got me my foot in the door, definitely. And then my interest in just getting the job done and seeing what they're working on and starting to work on projects. We were working on projects in the interview. I felt like I started working on my first project with him during our first interview. So those are a couple.
Yeah, that's definitely, the portfolio is the foot in the door, but definitely the interview you have to master as well. That's super cool.
So if it's something right now, it's definitely find a problem, solve it with an instructional design process and put it in a portfolio, get a website and put all your stuff on a website.
Definitely. I'm going to put a link to your portfolio in this post as well, because I'm sure everyone will be interested in seeing it.
Yeah. And it's, I did mine on what's it called? But it's very basic. What's that?
WordPress?
Yes, WordPress. I kind of tried to build it from ground up, just like with web design stuff. So it's not the most impressive visually, I don't think, but I thought
it was good.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm a little hard on myself, maybe. But the point of that portfolio is if you go and look at my projects, it does show like the process. And then you can see a result of the process, right? Yeah. I think that's the most important thing.
Definitely. It got you a job. So
well, an amazing job. I didn't mean to say anything negative earlier. I have a little bit of I don't know what my deal is, but I love HGV. It's a really amazing company. So happy to be working for them. So cool. Yeah, I hope everyone else can find an amazing job in instructional design as well, because it's a really cool job. You gotta put some work into it. It took me from the time I decided, hey, I want to be an instructional designer, to the time I got a job in instructional design. It's probably about 3 years.
That's good.
But I think it can be done faster than that if you just find a project to work on and start working on it, get stuff together. You can get into it in no time.
Awesome. Yeah, it's all about the portfolio and getting the experience.
Yeah, there's nothing better than learning by doing. That's my biggest takeaway from being in education, instructional design, everything. You got to do it to learn it.
Right. Yeah. It's so funny too. When we were younger, wasn't like that at all.
No.
When I was early, it was not like that in school.
And that's what I hated about math classes. I was really good at math, but then I didn't understand the application of it. And I was like, this is useless. What am I going to use this for?
I know. That's what I'm dealing with my 8th grade daughter right now in math.
Yeah, well, not everyone needs to learn calculus.
Yeah, no. Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity to interview today. I've thoroughly enjoyed the process and particularly learning about your experiences in China as an ESL teacher. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, my pleasure, Crystal. Thanks so much for having me. And to all you instructional designers, good luck out there, and or aspiring instructional designers, good luck. Find a project, get to work on it, and get your portfolio together, and you'll be there in no time.
Awesome. Thanks.